Always great catching up with my next guest, Damon Jackson, who's got another big fight, this time against Pat Sabatini, UFC Fight Night, September 17th. Damon, how's it going, man?
It's going good, man. How you doing?
Doing great. I know you're on dad duty right now, going to pick up your daughters, you were telling me, right?
Yep, that's at 3:30 or 2:30.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it won't keep you too long here. You're fighting Pat Sabatini. I thought there, kind of when we last spoke, maybe there was some traction on fighting Cub Swanson. Of course, Cub Swanson now dropping to 135. You a little bit disappointed that didn't end up happening?
No, I mean, I don't have anything wrong against Cub. We were just kind of going back and forth that night, and I was like, well, you're in my division, let's go. It wasn't anything crazy, but I don't really like seeing him going to 35. I don't like seeing people go down in weight class when they're trying to improve themselves. So I hope he has a good cut, and I hope he does well there. But no, I don't have anything against Cub.
Okay, no worries. Was this the right amount of time off in between fights? I know after the last one you wanted to take some time off. Was this ideal timing to get back in there?
No, I don't know who said that. I never said that. No, this is way too damn long. I was dying for a fight. I was wanting to fight that Dallas card so bad, and I kind of like half-assed thought that I would, get a chance to do that. I thought there would be like someone missed weight or someone got, COVID or something. Nothing crazy, just enough to where they wouldn't fight. I was trying to get that fight, and there was no real chance. I made waves ready to go just in case.
Interesting. Okay.
No, it was way too long.
Okay, fair enough. No, I like getting the honesty there. So you're fighting Pat Sabatini. What do you know about him? How do you feel like you match up against him?
He's a great wrestler. He definitely has some tricky takedowns off the cage. He doesn't wrestle so much out in the open that he doesn't overly impress me. The fight's going to go to the ground at some point, and I like my submission game better than his. So it's going to be a tough fight for sure. And, I'm in no way am I thinking that am I looking past him, but, I'm ready to roll, man. This is, every camp you feel like, oh, this is the best camp. This is the best camp. But it's like every camp, since I've been out of LFA, it's been like a tougher fight each time. So this kid's tough, man, but he's got me excited. I'm ready to fight for sure.
Anything different for this camp, or is it same training partners? Who have you mainly been working with, helping you get ready for this fight?
You guys, I'm sure you've heard his name a million times, but Abdul, he's been my main training partner a bit. He's got some great wrestling. He's actually fighting the next week after us. He's fighting for Fury, so you can watch it on Fight Pass. So, but that he's got crazy talent, awesome wrestling, very athletic. So, he definitely matches up well for Pat's style. And, it's been, a pretty solid wrestling camp for me. This, lots of wrestling, lots of jiu-jitsu, because, Pat's, he's under Gracie, so he's a pretty solid guy on the ground. He's a black belt and has been for a little while. So I know the fight's going to be up there, and I've been gearing up for that for sure.
That's great. Is the focus more on wrestling this camp just because of his skill set, or you just kind of train like you always do?
It's very much like a lot of wrestling, a lot of jiu-jitsu, just to prep for just in case it does go down, like whenever I'm not ready for it or something. But I kind of always do that anyways, because I really do enjoy wrestling and I enjoy jiu-jitsu a lot. So I kind of pretty much do that every camp, where I kind of overkill my wrestling and jiu-jitsu. It's just great cardio, great endurance work. So, it's one of my favorite things to do. I've been doing it since, 2000. I've been, wrestling or doing jiu-jitsu every day since then. So, it's nice to get out there and grapple on the mat.
Weight cut, I assume that's all going A-okay ahead of the fight. I mean, we got a little bit of time here.
Yeah, no, and it's cool too, because I'm actually cornering Macy next week, and she fights on the DS card, and I'll be there that whole week, so I'll be able to cut my weight down a little bit sooner, and I'll be able to be at the Apex or the PI for a lot of my weight cut, and which is one of the best places to cut weight. So I'm excited about that.
How's Macy looking in camp? Really big fight against Irene Aldana coming up for her.
Yeah, no, man, she's looking like a G, man. She's so good. She's getting well rounded with her grappling and her wrestling and stuff, and which is huge because a lot of those girls and guys that are great strikers, they never really get that good at wrestling. They might work some wrestling defense every once in a while, but they don't really get that good offensively wrestling. And so she's been looking great in camp. And, you know, just whenever people around her weight class, girls or guys, whenever they have a fight, she's kind of a go-to for a lot of people to grapple with. And she's looking great.
And who's going to be in your corner for this fight? I imagine Coach Safe. Who else will be in the cage with you?
Yeah, and then my buddies, Brennan, Richard. I've been friends with them since second grade, so I've been friends with them forever, and they're gonna be in my corner. I don't really have like a striking coach and like a grappling coach and a strength and conditioning weight cut coach. Like I kind of do all that stuff on my own, and pretty much coach is my only coach. So yeah, so I just, as long as I have coaching there, I don't really care who the other two people are. So I've had some of my clients out there. I've had my family out there. It's a cool experience for a lot of people. They don't get to do that. So I kind of just bring whoever along, and then coach is my only coach.
How's this fight playing out on September 17th?
I'm going to get in his face, man. It's no secret on my game plan. I'm going to get in his face. I bet it goes to the ground at some point, and I'll win that battle on the ground for sure.
By the sounds of it, you want to get probably one more fight in this year, I would think. Because you said you wanted to keep active, right?
Yeah, maybe 2. If I could pull off 2 more after this fight, that'd be dope.
That's great.
Yeah.
And how's this time of year, man? Like, we see it there, kids are getting back in school and all that. How do you balance that leading up to a big fight like this when you got to be a dad and you also got to, compete in a few weeks?
Well, I get out of a lot of the dad duty. My wife, she's a stay-at-home mom, so she gets to do most of that stuff. But I go to all their games and all the stuff that I can go to. Like tonight, it's supposed to be wrestling practice, and I got a couple of nasty texts from coach telling me that I need to get my ass in the gym tonight. And I was like, hey man, it's my daughter's first game. She's starting, so I got my own wrestling practice going on tomorrow morning. But it is what it is. I make it work. I'm not gonna miss anything around my kids' stuff. Like I'll make my kind of career off to the side. I'll make sure that I get the work in, but I'm not gonna like have these special practices where I miss my family for weeks at a time and like go off and find myself and all this bullshit. Like I know what's important to me, and I'm not gonna miss their stuff. So I balance it that way where I get my work in and I make sure I go to everything I can.
Before we get out of here, Jeff Neal, how cool is it seeing him get that big win over Luque and, kind of getting back in that contender spot in the welterweight division?
Performance, man. He looked unreal. It was so nice to see him pull that off and look the way he does in practice, because everybody's like, even with him and Kendi, it's like when they have those big performances and they get to go out there and show everyone what they're really made of. It's so cool because we see it every day in practice, but not everybody sees it outside the room. And like Span too, we've had all these big wins, Sam, Span, and then, Jeff, and then Mason's coming up. I'm coming up. Like there's some big fights coming up, and we've been winning these big fights. So there's no denying, the work we're putting in for sure.
Damon, I'll let you get back to dad duty. Thanks so much for doing this. If there's anyone you want to thank before we get out of here, I'll give you the last word.
Nah, man, I just appreciate everybody's support. I love it. I'm ready to go. This is going to be a great fight for sure. Definitely ready to go.